Yo, what up? This week on Thug Notes, we on the come up with Emma by Jane Austen. 21-year-old Emma Woodhouse is the finest little thing in Highbury. Girl got it all too. Hella brains, high-class rep, and fat stacks. Thing is, this dime piece wanna keep living a single life. One night she going on about how she hooked up her governess with a rich playboy named Mr. Weston. When her brother-in-law Knightley roll up to the crib, Emma tell him she gonna play matchmaker one final time for this holy roller cat named Mr. Elton. Later, the Woodhouse fam throw a banging party when Emma start conversating with a sweet little girl named Harriet Smith. Now, Harriet ain't exactly packing mad brains, so Emma decides she gonna coach her to live the high life like she do. While she kicking it with Emma, Harriet peep game at the son of a family of farmers, Robert Martin, and her panties immediately hit the floor. Damn, he fine. But Emma like, ugh, you don't wanna mess with no scrub-ass farmer, girl. Emma thinks she gotta hook her up with a real playboy, like Elton. So Emma get her Cupid on and things looking good between Harriet and Elton. But when word come that Robert Martin wanna get with Harriet, Emma like, you can't be slumming it on no farm your whole life, girl. When Knightley recognized that Emma told Harriet to dog Robert Martin, he like, girl, you must have lost your mind if you think Elton care about Harriet. He only cares about rich bitches. I mean women. Matter of fact, Emma's so blind she don't even recognize that Elton might be jonesing for her ass. One night, Elton start throwing game at Emma and she all like, hold up, I thought you was fucking Harriet on the reg. But he like, oh, that bitch? I only talk to her cause she tight with you. Emma tell him, boy, please. Harriet all toe up about Elton not wanting her and shit. But she beats through the pain and head off to visit some homies called the Bateses. Turns out there's a new gal on the block, the Bateses' niece, Jane Fairfax. Now Jane is foxy, smart, and can bust a sick flow on the pianoforte. Emma is used to being the baddest bitch on the block, so she getting all turned that everybody digging Jane's game instead of hers, especially since Jane ain't got the fat stacks or the rep she got. Soon Mr. Weston's son Frank Churchill drop in and start chopping it up with Emma. After some good laughs, Frank gotta bounce cause his auntie's sick, but from the looks of it, brother might be getting sweet on Emma. Emma like, nah, he probably better for Harriet. Meanwhile, Mr. Elton end up getting hitched to some rich hussy that can't nobody stand. Later, Frank come back to town, but Emma puts his ass in the friend zone. They decide to hit the club anyway, and when Harriet rolling solo on the dance floor, Knightley step up and start freaking on her. A few days later, Harriet says she's moved on from Elton to someone way flyer. Emma think it's that cat Frank since he got her back when she was getting mad dogged by a crew of gypsies a couple days ago. Thing is, over the next 2 days, Frank started dirty macking Emma in front of the whole hood. Damn, Frank, that ain't nice, dawg. Knightley say he gonna skip town for a few days, but before he leave, he look like he about to kiss Emma's hand, but he pull out at the last second. I know that move. Emma still geeked that he thought about it though. Next day, Frank's auntie takes that long dirt nap, so now Emma thinking he can stop the bullshit and get with Harriet. But then, break yourselves. Emma get word that Jane and Frank got engaged on the low-low. What? What about Harriet? And this jabroni been smooth talking me while he's engaged. Oh, hell no. When news come to Harriet, she all like, psh, girl, I ain't into bitch-ass chumps like Frank anyway. I got this other dude, and it is on. Emma like, hold up, girl. You talking about Knightley? Damn straight. Emma start bugging hard, cause she start realizing that she wanna be with Knightley. Now Emma thinking she shoulda never taken Harriet out of the hood. Soon Knightley come by, and Emma thinking he probably gonna jabber on about Harriet's booty, but surprise, bitch, Knightley say he love her. Emma like, psh, that girl Harriet lost her goddamn mind. Knightley proposes, and Emma say, hell yeah, player, put a ring on it. I mean, yeah, this one. Emma sent Harriet a letter saying, sorry girl, Knightley is my man now. But later she find out Harriet gonna marry that farmer boy Robert Martin anyway. So she end up getting her freak nasty on too. So both couples get married and it's all good in the hood. Like all fresh jams laid down by my girl Jane Austen, this text got an assload to say about women and society back in the day. Emma is a choice example of what an empowered woman of the time looks like. Whereas most gals had to rely on men for everything, Emma don't need nothing from nobody. She got the money and the power to control her own life, both in the crib and in the hood. Sounds all good, right? Except that control ain't all it's cracked up to be. Matter of fact, it just turns her into a miserable hater. The real evils indeed of Emma's situation were the power of having rather too much her own way and a disposition to think a little too well of herself. These were the disadvantages which threatened the alloy to her many enjoyments. The danger, however, was at present so unperceived that they did not by any means rank as misfortunes with her. Funny thing is, Knightley always telling Emma that it's the duty of fat cats to look out for the po folk, since they the leaders of the hood. But like my girl Jane Austen do, she just slanging irony up in here. Cause money sure as hell don't make people act right towards anybody. Now check out that fuckboy Elton sugar mama. She just came up in the game and got paid, but still be acting like a fool. Always acting nasty and saying stupid shit in front of everybody. That new money show didn't give her no class, but even without swole pockets, people still acting out. Elton think he can get with Emma, but say Harriet too much of a hood rat to marry. So it's cool for Emma to slum it with you, but you too good for Harriet? Fuck that, player. Truth is, Austen hating on anyone who obsessed with rank or status, no matter what your money look like. But she throw the most shade at Emma, who spent her time thinking that people gotta stay in their place and anybody who try to better themselves is just clowning. Just check out what she say when Elton try to put a ring on it. He must know that in fortune and consequence, she was greatly his superior. He must know that the Woodhouses had been settled for several generations at Hartfield, the younger branch of a very ancient family, and that the Eltons were nobody. So if Emma's such a hater, how can the reader tolerate her stank ass? Well, that's when my girl Jane Austen's pro-writing skills come into play. She's slinging this technique called free and direct discourse. Basically, the narration is hella close to Emma's thoughts, but it also includes some outside commentary, letting us step back from her whack-ass perspective. So the audience can follow her motivations, but not have to deal with the shallow bullshit up in her dome. You feel me? Thing is, though, Austen don't use free and direct discourse with the more righteous characters like Miss Weston and Knightley. Since Miss W and K Money too legit to quit, Austen just let their words speak for themselves. It's only when Emma learned that Harriet is gonna marry the farmer boy that she recognized all this social status jive don't mean nothing. You can get rich like Mrs. Elton and still act like a chump, or you can be a low-level hustler like Robert Martin and still be classy. Even if you got humble beginners like Mr. Weston, how's society gonna treat you right if you act real? If you show respect, you gonna get respect. Straight up. It don't matter if you got cash or street certified status, it's all how you act that's gonna get you where you going. No matter where your family come from or how much you got in the bank, you should always focus on how you treat people. And if being on a social come up is the only thing on your mind, then you best check yourself, son, cause you looking in the wrong places, yo. That shit ain't gonna make you a better person. Only your actions can do that. You feel me? Yo, catch y'all next time, my well-read ballers. Peace. And yo, one more thing before you go, because we've got big news to share. We've launched an audio series, Thug Notes Get Lit. In each episode, I dive into lists of the trillest writers, characters, plots, themes, and more, all from the world of literature. So if you like what your boy Doc Sweet does here on Thug Notes, check out Thug Notes Get Lit. It's available on iTunes and all these spots you find podcasts. And as always, we've got lots more videos on the way, so click here to go to our channel page, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe while you're there. Catch y'all next time, players. Peace.